Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, the new update is here, and this was the whole rebalancing update where a lot of people didn't want because they were ruining certain tanks. They were making changes to certain tanks that really didn't need changing, to be fair. Now, Wargaming have always stated that they are going to do these changes every once in a while because it changes the meta of the game, which I understand that. So basically what that is certain medium tanks will be OP. So everybody goes and plays medium tanks. That means the whole battle is all sort of based around medium tanks, medium gameplay, and then they kind of nerfed the medium tanks and then buffed heavy tanks to make it a heavy tank meta, to change the meta of the game. So it wasn't just about medium tanks anymore. It was also now more so about heavy tanks. And then they would change it so the heavy tank would be nerfed and then tank destroyers would be buffed to make it more of a tank destroyer meta. So I do get what they do. I do get the reasoning why they do these changes, to change the meta. Otherwise it will get boring. So I do understand that. But certain changes, you still look and you think, why do you do that? And even some changes where it's a tank gets 10 kilometers, or not even that, a tank gets 2 kilometers an hour quicker. Really? Was that worth it? But this update, they have actually made some tanks very, very good. So we're going to be talking about the top 5 tanks to play after the recent update. Now, we're not going to really have any gameplay. We're going to chuck just an E50M game in there at the end, because of course we are going to talk about the E50M. Now, we're not going to go into great detail with every single tank, because we are going to play these tanks individually as well to make a review individually in a different video. But this video is more about the top 5, what tanks you could play right now that has been made much better from the update. And one of the tanks, number 5, this ain't in any particular order either. It's just 5 tanks. There are going to be a couple more as well, but I'm just going with these 5 tanks in particular. So number 5, we have the Minot. You're looking at it right now. Now, I love this tank. I think this tank is a fantastic tank. It was a fantastic tank already. But since the update, some of these tanks have actually been nerfed as well, so we're not just talking about the buffs, we're also talking about some nerfs, but some buffs outweigh the nerfs, so even though they've been nerfed, they've still been made better. Now, obviously, yesterday we spoke about the E100, so we're not going to add the E100 to this video because I don't think the tank's been made better as such. It's just got a better stock gun, but still a fantastic gun. So the Minot, now, this does actually have less armor on the front there. And I thought, to be fair, it was strong. The lower plate was very, very strong. So that has been made weaker. But what you get with that is a less reload. So the first shell, obviously it is an auto reloader. The first shell stays the same, so the first shell you shoot stays the same, but the next 2 have been decreased. So overall, better DPM, better reload, and now because of that, a much better tank. Next up, we have another a heavy tank here, and it's the Wagen. Yes, the Kran again has always been a decent tank. I do love the Kran. It's again an auto reloader that had a brilliant turret. Like, if you can be in a hold down position in the Wagen, it is a fantastic tank in certain situations. And again, I love the auto reloader on this gun. So what has changed? So it does have less pen. It's got less penetration, but it does have more alpha. It does have a longer magazine reload, which nobody likes, but because of the longer magazine reload, it has less intricate reload. So honestly, you can pump out sort of 1500 damage in in around 5 seconds. It is absolutely crazy what they've done to this tank. So that is number 2. Number 3, we're moving back over to the tank destroyers, and we've gone with the Fosch 155. Again, already a brilliant tank. The fact that it's got the speed boost, or the improved engine power boost. It also has the tungsten shells, which makes it brilliant. It also has the autoloader, which makes it brilliant. But now it has more alpha. It has a faster reload, and it has better armor. Yes, all 3 of them. There are some minor changes to the nerfs, but I mean, more alpha, faster reload, and better armor. Like, what more could you ask for the Fosch? Now, next up, you may hear it ringing in the background. Ignore that. But anyway, next up, it's a tank that we already have previously looked at. And again, I think it's a fantastic change. It is the VZ55. Now, this tank was a decent tank before, but now this tank has the auto loader. It has the auto loader. It does have less pen, however, and less alpha, but the tank is a little bit quicker. So it's got the auto loader, which has massively changed the tank. And then that leads me to the last tank on the list, which we are just going to have a short replay of. And as you've already seen, it is the E50M. Now, no idea why the E50M gets all these changes. Honestly, I have no idea. It was already a fantastic tank before, but what has now been made better with the tank? Well, 1, it's got a better reload. 2, it's got better armor. And 3, it now has reactive armor as well. So yes, all 3 of those. Again, it may have a few small, minor nerfs, but the buffs definitely outweigh the nerfs. Honestly, the better reload, the reactive armor, and better armor on the turret, at least at like the side of the turret, it makes it a brilliant tank. I mean, it was already a brilliant tank anyway, but yeah, it's just now made it even better. For a medium tank to have the armor that it's got plus the reactive armor, it really does help. Now, when you're brawling with other medium tanks, the reactive armor, honestly, is perfect. The amount of bounces I get already, even without the reactive armor, it's just absolutely fantastic. I don't know what Wargaming was smoking when they made some of these changes, but these tanks that I've just gone through are only 5 of the tanks. Of course, there are tanks out there that Wargaming have made worse, but these are just 5 tanks. If you include the E100, 6 tanks, but we're not going to include the E100. So 5 tanks that have just been made so much better that maybe one of them, maybe the VZ55, could have got a little bit better, but it was still a great tank. But overall, I don't think they needed to change any of these tanks, but they've made them insane. And now is the time to go and grind these 5 tanks. So let me know what tanks you think has been made a lot better since the update. And what line are you looking forward to grinding the most? But for now, we're going to just watch the rest of this, the replay. Again, the E50M has always been a very strong tank anyway. I've always said for years that this is definitely the strongest medium tank. I wouldn't have always said it was the best medium tank, but it was definitely the strongest medium tank. The armor that it's got, the fact that you can just go and ram someone for almost all of its hit points, the DPM, the aim time, the accuracy, everything about the tank was absolutely fantastic before, and then Wargaming just go and make it even more insane. So again, let me know in the comments below what tank you are looking forward to playing the most, what tank you have played the most since the last update, and what tank you like the most, and of course what tank you now really want to grind if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments below, but for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.